Good evening, boys and girls. I hope you had a wonderful day, and I am so excited and happy for you to join me for bedtime stories with me, Pastor Andrew. I hope today was an awesome day and you got to experience every single thing that God had planned for you and his in your life. That everything that happened was by design plan because God loved you so much that he sent his only begotten son to live and to move within your life. So awesome that we get to come together today to hear bedtime stories. And we've been hearing a lot of stories this week about Jacob, and we're going to continue on in Jacob. We know that Jacob had a brother named Esau, and Esau and Jacob didn't really like each other. We also know that Jacob ran because he stole Esau's birthright, and his mother sent him to live with his uncle Laban. We also know that Jacob married two of Laban's daughters. And now we're going to hear more about Jacob's life. And so I hope you're in your comfortable places, either on the couch or on your bed or on the floor. Hopefully your mom and your dad or your brothers and sisters are with you. And I hope you're comfortable and ready to continue our bedtime story about Jacob. So let's hear what God has for us today. While he was with Laban, Jacob became rich. He had been very wise and careful in his work. At last, he decided to go back to Canaan. While Laban was away, Jacob packed up his really big family and he gathered his great herd of animals and began the journey. When Laban found out, he was sad. Laban wanted Jacob to stay and work for him. So Laban and his men set out after Jacob. But in a dream, God told Laban, "Don't harm Jacob." Laban caught up with Jacob in the hills of Gilead. There they made a promise to each other. They ate together by a pile of stones named Witness. They promised not to harm each other. Both men knew God was watching. So Jacob set up a big rock and called it Watchtower. In the morning, Laban kissed his daughters, blessed his grandchildren, and returned home. But frightening news came to Jacob. Esau was coming to meet him with 400 men. Would Esau kill him? In fear, Jacob divided everyone into two groups for safety. Shepherds went ahead with many animals as gifts for Esau. Jacob stayed alone and to pray. While he was alone, a man grabbed Jacob, and they wrestled until dawn. When he could not win, the man broke Jacob's hip. "Let me go," the man said. Jacob replied, "I won't let you go unless you bless me." The man asked him, "What is your name?" "Jacob." "Not anymore," the man said. "It's now Israel." "Why?" asked Jacob. He said, "Because you've wrestled with God and have won." Then Jacob asked him, "What is your name?" The man only answered, "Why do you want to know my name?" Then he blessed Jacob. Jacob said, "From that day forth, I have seen God's face and have lived." What an awesome story of here how God and Jacob had an encounter and how God transformed Jacob into a new human being. We know that Jacob's life was not always a good life, that he made a lot of mistakes and he sinned before God. But yet God still loved him and wrestled with him so that he can truly understand who God was in his life. And now Jacob has a new name, Israel. Well, I know that it's getting late, and I know you guys are probably tired and you are ready to go to bed. But before we go, we've got to do as we always do. We've got to say our nighttime prayer together. So let's bow our heads and let's close our eyes and let's say our bedtime prayer together this evening.
Let's pray. Lord in heaven, hear my prayer. Keep me in your loving care. Be my guide in all I do. Bless all those who love me too.
Again, I am so thankful that you joined me tonight for Bedtime Bible Stories, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's story of Jacob and how he came to know God in a real way. Now, as always, I hate to do it, but I know your moms and your dads are probably looking at you saying, it's time to go to sleep. And I know sometimes going to sleep is not always the fun thing to do because there's so much more that we can do. But God gives us the night for us to rest so that we can have a great new day in the morning because He has many new mercies and blessings for us to experience. So, as much as I hate to say it, I hope you have a wonderful night tonight. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And get ready to experience God's gift of a new day that He has prepared just for you. I hope you have a great night. See you later. See you tomorrow at 8.